When you think of camp, like summer camp, you probably think like stinky cabins, bugs, bunk beds, sing-alongs, s'mores, all that stuff. But personal finance? No, that is not offered alongside canoeing and campfire making, except at this one particular camp. It is called CMTO Firescape, and it's been hosted for those aficionados, those people who are passionate about the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. We're going to talk to co-founder Chris Potvin about what the camp included. He's in Belleville, Ontario today. Hello there, Chris.
Good day, Bruce. How you doing?
Fire Escape or Firescape. I love it. What inspired you to create a camp for aficionados of the fire movement?
When my wife and I first got into the fire mindset, we noticed a lot of different kind of get-togethers happening across the US. Not a lot of offerings in Canada, and nothing honestly that was at our price point. Being early in the fire journey, recognizing that we had to save, 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 and put the money in the bank.
Yeah.
We figured if we started something close to home, it would help us to meet our need to build community and help us to have a way to learn more and do more without paying for flights out west or down south or around the world.
We've talked about the fire, this idea of fire many times on this show before, but for those who haven't heard the acronym, how would you describe it?
Well, so I mean, the acronym is financially independent and retired early. A lot of our folks break that into two pieces: the financially independent piece and the early retirement piece. To me, the heart of it is spending where your values are and making sure that every dollar is getting you towards the goals that are most important to you.
Hmm.
For a lot of folks, that is retirement and early retirement. For a lot of folks, that's the security that comes with having a nest egg to cover their future. And for some folks, that means that, the things that are most important in their life might be charity or community and putting what money they can towards those things. But the financially independent piece means you can make those choices and put your money where it matters.
Yeah. And there's a real continuum in terms of how frugal people are and how early they want to retire. Tons of unique stories and different circumstances, but the essence, I think, is so compelling and clear in the way that you just described it. So you said, we're going to camp. What did camp look like? Were there particular sessions? Did you sing Money, Money, Money by ABBA around the campfire? Like, how did this go?
We have a playlist, but we went for Pink Floyd instead.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
the Mr. Money Mustache blog has a camp in Seattle that they do at a location that's, I think, a little bit fancier than what we have. Of course, priced in US dollars on the West Coast. We stole some of their format and put our own twist on the programming with folks who are more local and more interesting, I guess, or applicable to our own circumstance. And that formula has evolved. I mean, we've been doing this since 2017. We've gotten a lot of feedback from different folks about what they like and don't like and what works for them, and have grown to a pretty sizable camp with a lot of different stuff going on. So at Money Camp, Camp Mustache, Toronto, Firescape, we do everything from baking pies and fixing roofs on cabins to talking about drawdown risks and the 4% rule, and we've had some pretty well-known folks in. Dan Bortolotti's come in to talk about the potato
Couch potato
strategy.
portfolio. Yeah.
That's right. And we've had folks come in. I mean, Mira Rahman came in this year from the Globe. We've had a bunch of different folks in to talk about different things, and honestly, the value of having professionals speaking alongside of attendees and folks who are DIYing their portfolio. And it's just such a broad spectrum of what do you want to do at camp? All the things you said. We go canoeing, we do rope courses, we swim, we have campfires, we've invented our own sport, volley hockey ball, which is absolutely crazy and involves doing the chicken dance.
Of
And
course it
and
does.
we also sit down and have nuts and bolts conversations where we will do a case study of an individual's at camps finances and see where there's opportunities for
Wow.
them to maybe refine their thinking or change some of their approach, whether that's on the expense side or the investment side, or the growth side, the personal growth side, align their values with their spending and get themselves to their finish line sooner. We do all kinds of crazy stuff over 4 days, and the the value that comes out of camp, honestly, the biggest value is in the relationships and the
Yeah.
confidence growth that people have, that they're not off in a corner doing this on their own. There's a whole community around them helping them. It's an amazing experience.
How many people go to the camp?
We have to cap it. We keep it purposefully small so that those relationships can be built. So we cap our attendance, but usually between 65 and 75 people.
Okay.
And that's unfortunate because our mail list grows every year and keeps
Sure.
getting bigger and bigger, with people wanting to come because the experience is so unique, and because you're not worried about getting biased advice from a for-fee planner, or getting advice from, a website that's targeting you to a certain thing.
Right.
It's very ad hoc, open conversation, and incredible. So many people want that.
One of the things that I can see would be so amazing is it to have a community of like-minded people together to talk about something they're really jazzed about. Because I would bet they then go home and live in their apartment or on their street where their neighbor doesn't share this value. What
Right.
have been some of the relationships that you've fostered over the years that have made the biggest difference to you?
Oh my goodness. So there's a few of them, Bruce, that so we have a attendee who came last year from Australia, and she was a wonderful lady, very free-spirited. She's homeless, but has tons of money in the bank. She survives by house sitting, and she just pops from house sitting gig to house sitting gig, and kind of travels the world that way. Chose Found out about our camp while on a hike in the mountains in Europe and the Alps. Decided to see if she could come. Got herself a ticket. Very fortunate. And her mindset and her aura, her spirit, if you will, is
Mm,
so free and easy and open and kind, and I just love her to death. She was able to get back in this year. It's her second time coming, which, some folks are able to make it again. Some folks don't get that. We have an open lottery for tickets, so
right.
she was fortunate, and just love her to death. And we keep a WhatsApp group of each year's campers so that they can keep those conversations going, and we can keep up with each other on what growth and what changes we've had. And just watching her grow towards, I mean, her goals are not early retirement. She's already there. She doesn't need money in a job, but she wants to travel to different places and do different things and include different people in her life in different ways. And watching
Mm,
that growth from year over year, and the way that she's doing that is just incredible, you
amazing.
know?
If you were to boil this down and articulate what it is about fire that is so compelling to you and to your wife too, what would you say it is?
I'd say the freedom of choice, and the ability to adapt and change that comes with having a nest egg that gives you security. I guess that security is the main thing to make those things happen.
Mm,
But my wife and I came from a spot where we were paycheck to paycheck, discovered fire and the Mr. Money mustache, and from there made some lifestyle changes, made some investments, started putting money away. We had read Dave Chilton as kids. If Dave hears this and wants to come to camp, give me a call, Dave. I'd love to get him on the schedule. But we've made some changes in our lifestyles, fallen back to first principles, and came forward. And just seeing the way that we grew in our relationship, that the money stress is gone, the way that our kids have benefited. We have teenagers now, and they're able to do more with themselves, and have more experiences. Last year I took my daughter to Tunisia for a couple of weeks to tour around and see the country there, to experience a different culture. These are things that wouldn't have been possible without us taking our money and saying, okay, are we spending it on things that we care about, and are we going to see the long term, lifetime returns
mm,
on the fluff that we're doing,
so great. The
the
part that doesn't fit for me, so the financial independence part, love it. I have this problem. I love working. I love my job. I love everything about it. But that's the one part. For you, when you retire early, how are you going to fill your days? What are you excited about?
That's such an easy thing, Bruce.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, I am still working now. I could retire anytime, but I've got what they call one more year syndrome where next year I'll retire. And I'm the same way. I've got a pretty good job and I like the way that my life looks right now. Um, but there are so many things that I could do. I mean, travel is one that's an easy, low-hanging
Mm,
fruit.
mm,
Um, Tons of projects. I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I love working and doing. So I mean, yeah, the gardens, the woodworking, the stuff around the yard, all that stuff is easy. And then community,
mm.
in our family, giving back to community is important. So whether that means joining, the horticultural society in town and planting community gardens and taking care of that, or if it means going and helping out in food banks and whatnot that we've done before, having that time and that ability is important to us.
60 people is not a lot of people.
No.
Lottery is a hard way to have certainty in being able to participate. What's it going to take for you to be able to 10x the camp? Do you need volunteers to like start running them in more camps? How is this going to grow?
Well, we don't have a desire. I mean, this isn't an income stream for us. Everything is volunteer and everything is nonprofit. We don't make money off the camp.
I know, I
Uh,
just want more people to be able to go. It sounds like a blast.
so we encourage other folks to start copycats. We really do.
Mm,
There, like I said, there's a bunch of for-profits out there doing stuff, but in Cincinnati, Ohio, there's a group that's copied our format, and they're putting on. They call it Camp Mustache Midwest. Um, and we've encouraged folks. We had some chatter with some folks in Vancouver. We had some chatter with folks in
right.
Gatineau and even in PEI about doing things. No one's taken up the torch yet.
Right.
But right now it's pretty much us in Canada. Woohoo!
Sure. Love it. Taking up the torch for the fire movement. I see what you did there. I love
There
it.
you go.
Chris, great to talk to you.
Thanks, Bruce. Wonderful talking with you too.
Chris Potvin is co-founder of CMTO Firescape, which is a camp for those people passionate about the fire movement.